What's up, Sam? How you doing?
I'm great, Jake. Thanks for having me.
Dude, thank you so much for joining my show. It's really just an honor to have you on. And by the way, huge shout out to Andrew Cogliano for setting this all up.
Yeah, that's right.
You and Andrew go way back, right?
That's right. We started in the NHL together. We actually played on the World Juniors together when we were a little bit younger than that, and then when we were with the Oilers, we were roommates together for probably 7 years at home and on the road. So we got to know each other pretty well.
Well, that's pretty good. So you guys were roommates. You
Yeah, that's right.
got any funny stories? What happened with you and Andrew?
No, we have very different personality types and ways of going about things. So it was a pretty funny dynamic because his side of the room was always like perfectly kept and clean and super organized, and then my side it looked like kind of it was a bit of a mess. So it was funny that we were put together, but yeah, we become really good friends because of it.
That's amazing. Anyway, so first and foremost, Sam, how are you? How you feeling? I know you had you in March, the Jets coach Rick Bonus, he announced that you're having surgery that was like taking you out for the year. You good right now? You rehabbing, getting ready to come back?
Yeah, no, I feel really good. It was a long process. Had surgery on both hips, and it's about a 6 month recovery time before you can play again. And I played a little bit and feeling good. And I'd imagine as time goes on, I'll continue to feel better and better.
Did ever like for a split second when you heard about this injury, like in your mind, say maybe this is the end, or were you determined the whole way? I'm gonna come back from this.
Yeah, I was pretty determined. I love the game. I love to play it, and it's something I've been dealing with the last few years. And I felt like if I got back healthy, I could take another step in my career. So I was excited about the challenge. I knew it was going to be a long haul, especially as you get later in your career and injuries kind of pile up. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I was excited for the challenge and definitely excited to be back.
That's great. Good for you. Keep
Yeah.
on working. We're all rooting for you, Sam.
Thanks, buddy.
So obviously your team, the Oilers, they haven't been playing up to par this year. The Oilers having a really, really tough season. And I gotta admit, I did not see this coming. I was kind of like I was thinking that the I was predicting that the Oilers would be a force this year. Just built off of last year's campaign. Have you spoken to some of the players? Like what's the vibe around the team?
Yeah, no, it's certainly not something any of us expected. Yeah, we're not happy with it. But I mean, yeah, it does happen, and you just got to find ways out of it. I think we've all dealt with adversity at different times in our career, and it's just another opportunity to come through this stronger. So I think we all have a good attitude about it. We're trying to find solutions, and we'll just keep pushing forward and hopefully get our way out of it.
I'm really hoping you guys pull around, turn the season around. But it's been really shocking to me is to see that Connor McDavid is number 61 in points right now. 61. This
Yeah.
makes zero sense.
Yeah.
He's hands down just the best player in the league, best player in the world. We all know what he can do. He can just dominate the ice. I know it's a tough question to answer, and we don't want to ask the question, but do you think there's a chance Connor's thinking about moving on?
No, I don't think so. I think obviously you mentioned being 61st in league scoring. I don't think that's going to be the case for very long. And Connor deals with a lot. He's a great teammate. He's one of the hardest workers I've seen, and he's obviously an incredible talent. And he's going to keep pushing forward and keep fighting through. And I think he's a really important leader for us. And I think you think about him during these times, and you try and help him through. And I think, yeah, I mean, he's such a tremendous competitor that he'll find his way through it, and be a huge player for us going forward the rest of the year.
Yeah, he's also a great person. He was on my show last year. It was amazing. It was so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's a great person. You're right.
Yeah. Anyways, there's also another player on the team who just really isn't seeing his normal results, and that's Leon Draisaitl. He's just one of the league's most elite goal scorers, yet he only has 6 goals in 18 games. And coming off back-to-back 50 goals, like goal seasons, it's pretty not very good. You've played with Leon before. You think he's gonna turn it around? Because I think so.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me I would have 6 goals in 18 games, I'd be pretty fired up about it. So, it's funny when you look at expectations and just kind of what he's been able to do in his career. And you look at he's over a point a game, and people are questioning what's going on. It's a tough league to score in, and the fact that he's been able to do it at such an elite rate just shows the type of player he is, the type of person he is. So we're confident in Leon finding his way back too, and I think those guys are kind of the drivers of our team, and I think yeah, they're going to keep pushing forward. They're really hard workers. They're really hard on themselves, and they'll find their ways through it.
So here's my question. Obviously, McDavid has his speed that just is so amazing, and players can't keep up with it. And like Ovechkin has his shot and this and that. Crosby has his edges. What is it about Leon Draisaitl that makes him so good?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that I think the way he thinks the game is on another level. It's like he's 2 steps ahead of everybody else, and has a great understanding of where guys are going to be on the ice. I think as a playmaker, he does a great job of creating a lot of deception. If you're a defenseman, you're not really sure where he's going to pass the puck, and creates a lot of kind of misinformation with his eyes and with his hands to create passing lanes. And then I think he's one of the strongest players in the league on the puck. He's tough to get off of it. He uses his body extremely well to create space for himself and create space for his line mates. And he's a pretty special player to watch.
Yeah, so you just mentioned how amazing he is playmaking and setting up others. But in terms of goal scoring, do you put him up there with guys like Matthews and Pasternak?
Absolutely. I mean, he's got that big paddle on his stick, and he can seem to hit a one timer from anywhere. I mean, most guys, if you don't put it in their wheelhouse, it's tough for them to hit it, and it doesn't kind of matter where you put it for him. He finds a way to hit it, and he's got a great one timer. He's got a great release. He's very accurate with his shot, and it's a tough shot for goaltenders to pick up.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, so I was listening to the radio this morning and they said something. So they were commenting about how something was very interesting to me that I heard. They said that all the cup winners were just built defensively with big, strong defensemen. They're pointing out what's happening in Edmonton right now with your Oilers. And they were saying how they're collapsing right now, it looks like. And they were also mentioning they referenced the Leafs and their past like playoff struggles. Do you agree with this take? Because I really don't. Look at Colorado. They did it, and they're generally an offensive focused group, no?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different ways you can win, and it just depends how your team is built. I think, it's I think every team would like to have 6 big, strong defensemen that can move the puck and produce offense as well. I think there's a lot of different ways to build a team. Like you said, I look at Colorado when they won the cup. They had defensemen that jumped up in the rush, made plays, created offense from the back end. So I think there's different ways to do it, and I think we have the mix here to do it. We just got to get back on track and try and find ways to build some confidence, get some wins, and go from there.
100%. Anyway, so in 2017-2018 season, you played for the Vancouver Canucks. You actually played 74 games that year, I believe. How would you compare the hockey in Vancouver, the fans, the market, compared to the Oilers Nation in Edmonton?
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, there's differences for sure. I had I don't feel like I had a great year in Vancouver, so that always makes things a little harder. But they're both passionate fan bases. I think I've always loved playing in Edmonton. It's a great place to play hockey. It's a great hockey market. People are very friendly, and they've always been good to me there. So yeah, I've always enjoyed being an Oiler.
Yeah, Sam, is there anything like playing in the Battle of Alberta? What's the experience in those games? It must be just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially early on in my career, we had some pretty good games against them. It's a good rivalry. I think the Battle of Alberta dates back to, a long time ago, long time before me. I've seen a couple playoff series between the two, and there's always a bit of nastiness, but yeah, I've always enjoyed those games. I mean, going to the Saddle Dome, it's always a great experience, and it being so close, I think the fans get pretty fired up for that one. So it's always a fun match.
I believe I asked this question to Connor McDavid. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to ask it to you. What's a better feeling, do you think? Scoring in the Battle of Alberta at home or scoring in the Battle of Alberta on the road?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends, I think, on the situation in the game. I remember scoring a goal in the Saddle Dome during the game that there was the brawl when the goalies fought, and I scored in the third period of that game, and it kind of silenced the crowd. So that was a really good feeling. But then, scoring at home against them with everyone in Edmonton going crazy and having that fan support is always special too. So I think it's the time of the game, the importance of the game, what's happening during the game. It all kind of leads up to how good that goal feels.
I literally remember watching that game. That was the most insane game ever. I remember watching the goalies get out there and start fighting. I was like, Dad, the goalies
Yeah.
are fighting. He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I was actually on the ice. I took a stab at I thought it was loose, and I tried to score a goal and took a stab at the goalie, and it kind of created a little melee. And then, I kind of got in like a little mini fight, and then I got tossed. So as I was going off is when the goalie started fighting, and I didn't even really see much of it until afterwards on TV. So it was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was an awesome environment to be a part of.
Was that your first time ever getting tossed, or were you tossed before that?
Well, I didn't get tossed from the game. Thankfully, I was able to come back in the third and score that goal to kind of silence the crowd. But I just, because it was the end of the period, and there was a melee going on, they just kind of tossed me down the tunnel. So I have been tossed before, though. It's never a good feeling to leave the boys hanging, be out of the game, but it's just part of it.
Okay, so Patrick Kane is now looking to sign with the team. And I saw on the Spin and Chicklets podcast that they had the Dallas Stars as the perfect fit. But then Biz said something interesting. He said that he thinks that Patrick's 100% going to sign with Toronto. You've played against Patrick for many, many years now. What does Patrick bring to a team? How amazing is he at the game of hockey?
Yeah, I actually played with Patrick in junior a long time ago in London. We were line mates for a whole year, and I mean, he's an incredible player. He's got amazing hockey IQ, just like I would say about Leon and Connor. But I think he's a guy that really rises to the occasion in big moments. He scored some really clutch goals throughout his career, and he's feeling healthy. We actually had the same kind of rehab person in Toronto going through our hip surgeries, Ian McIntyre there. And, I talked to Pat, he said he feels great. So I'm excited to see where he ends up. I think he could be a really big boost for a team that's looking to contend. And yeah, it'll be fun to see where that ends up happening.
So I'm a Leafs fan. I'm from Toronto. So please, Patrick Kane would be amazing here. I would love to have that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Sam, thank you so much for taking your time to join me on Jake's Takes today. Wishing you a fast and just complete recovery. Did you enjoy your time with me today?
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy, for having me.